Hello everyone. Hello. Welcome to this video. In this video today, we are going to use the Azure TCO Calculator and see how it works. TCO means the total cost of ownership, and if you're taking the AZ900 exam, a lot of focus is on how to price and how to compare your expense between an on-prem environment versus when you move to the cloud. So this is going to be a very good exercise for you to understand how to use this tool. Now, in this series of videos, we are really working on several videos that are designed to help you pass the AZ900 exam, which is the Microsoft Azure Fundamentals. There are total 23 labs. We have already completed 19 of them, and I'm going to give you the link to this page in my video. And today's lab, as I said, we are working on this, and detailed instruction for the lab that's also available from Microsoft Learning GitHub page, and I'm also give you this video page to the direction. You can follow that one closely as well. So for this lab, you do not need any Azure subscription. This is a product that's available online. You can just go and do your work. And again, make sure to understand the difference between the Azure pricing calculator and the Azure TCO. Azure pricing calculator is used when you are trying to find the cost for running one resource or a group of resources over months. And TCO calculator is more to really compare truly what you have in on-prem and what would be the cost if you move to the cloud, and if it's going to be more expensive or less expensive, and how much money you will save over the years and that kind of stuff. So let's come back over here and let's get started. So again, in this walkthrough, we're going to use the TCO, or total cost of ownership, calculator to generate cost comparison report for on-prem environment versus the cloud environment. Uh, Here you have a note section. This exercise is giving you an example definitions of on-prem infrastructure and workloads for a typical data center. Okay, your data center may have a different resources, different needs, and you can modify that based on your own data center. To create a TCO calculator report, use the example definition or provide details of your actual premise infrastructure. So you can use this as a template to come up with your own custom calculation. So let's get started with this total cost of ownership. If I click on that one, here is the page, and it clearly states total cost of ownership calculator. And so what you see, this calculator is used to estimate the cost savings that you can realize by migrating your workloads to Azure. So the steps, the workflow is clearly defined. First, you have to define your workloads. Then you have to adjust some assumptions because Azure does not know everything about your on-prem and how everything is configured. So they are going to use some assumptions that are common over multiple data centers, multiple clients. So you can go in and review these and adjust based on your own requirements. And once that's done, you can view the report. Let's go back to the lab. So this, uh, what we're going to do, we're going to start with plus add server workload in the define your workloads pane. So define your workloads pane. This is the first thing. Add server workload. So this is what it it has given us. And this one we're going to say name Windows VMs and workload Windows or Linux servers. So let's go that. Go over here. Windows VM. Uh, I think this is good. Windows or Linux server, and workload. I need to name this workload servers. So let's copy this one. Let's see if copied properly. Yeah, Windows VM. Then workload Windows Linux server. So we got that one, the workload. Then environment is virtual machines. So they're expecting that even within um, you're going to compare the virtual machine, and if you have a any comparison, you can if you have any question, you can click on that I button and it will tell you a little bit more about the particular configuration. This one specifies if the workload runs on a physical or a virtualized server. Okay, so they're assuming that you're on-prem, you're still using the virtual machines to run your uh, workload. So over here, environment virtual machine, Windows 50 VMs. Okay, so come back. Windows, how many VMs? So here they're assuming that you have 50 different VMs. And what virtualization technology that you're using on-prem? They're assuming Hyper-V with each VM got 8 core and 16 gigs of memory. So we'll come here and 8 cores and 8 core and 16 gigs of memory. Uh, and Windows Server 2008 R2, that is off. So if you see this, this is off. This is a if you click on it, on-prem server is Windows Server 2008 or 2002. This will model the financial effects of the end of extended support. So this one, if you have this one, you will need the extended support. So that's why they're asking, should we turn it on or off? So I think we got our local environment where we have Windows machine using Hyper-V technology. We are creating those virtual machines, and those virtual machines, they're gonna have 8 core and uh, 16 gigs of memory. And let's come back over here and then add server workload. So we're going to add some more server workload. Okay, add, and this time we are going to add some Linux virtual machine that we have on-prem. Okay, so copy, come back over here, here, paste Linux VMs. And what kind of have? We have virtual machine Linux. We have 50 and the 50 of them. So physical virtual machine. This is now Linux. And then how many do we have? We have 50 of them. What kind of technology are you using? You're using VMware for the Linux. And what is my capability? 8, 16, and off. So that is still 8 here and 16. Okay. So 8, 16. Windows doesn't really apply. I don't know why they have it. Over here, if you see, it's not there. So we got 50 Windows and 50 Linux machines so far. Okay, so come back over here in the storage pane. So we need to add some storage. So let's come back over here. So databases, we are not doing anything. Storage, we're going to add a storage and we're going to call it the storage, server storage. Let's come back over here, say server storage. Let's see how much storage we need. Local disk SAN HDD, local disk SAN HDD, that looks good. We need 60 terabytes and backup 120 terabytes. So a requirement is we need capacity 60 terabytes. For backup we need 120 terabytes. Okay, and archive we don't need anything. Now let's go to the networking section. In the networking section, this last section looks like in here so far. How much bandwidth you need? Gigs is what as per the requirement in the lab. Okay, now we can hit next and we are ready. Next, and now you see we are now at the adjust assumption page. Okay, we have told what we need: 50 Linux, 50 Windows. We need to have the storage account with certain capacity, and review the results and save a copy. So here really we will review the cost saving recommendation and download the report. So over here, time frame is what you would like to look at. So let's just see. Assumption is really not doing anything. It's just they have they, so it looks like for this they are using the default assumptions. Okay, the following assumptions in the TCO model are industry average accredited by Nucleus Research. Okay, to get a more accurate TCO report, update and customize these values to reflect your situation, which can vary by industry and location. Okay, so they are assuming that you have the Windows Server Software Assurance coverage, which provides the Azure hybrid benefit. You have SQL Server Software Assurance coverage, which you will not need for our particular scenario. They're saying GRS geo redundant, it is off right now. Virtual machine cost, enable this for calculator not to recommend B series, so we are not using that as default, and they're assuming some electricity cost, some additional storage cost, IT labor cost, and some other assumptions they're also already included. Okay, so let's click on next, and once you come over here, so 5 years in the East US, if you deploy this configuration, this is gonna be your total cost. Microsoft Azure estimated cost savings. Sorry, this is the not the cost. This is the cost savings. Okay, this is important. And now you have this graph. Uh, so on-prem is this is the cost. If you have this configuration on-prem, that's the dark blue line. If you move to Microsoft, this is going to be the line. So more your time progressor, your cost savings is going to be higher and higher and higher. Okay, savings from running workloads in Azure over time. The following shows how those savings add up over the years. Okay, so here they're saying total cost on premises over 5 years is almost 1.6 million versus total cost over 5 years within Azure is 1.1 million. Okay, so that's a huge cost saving. Then they have a really detailed on-prem cost breakdown over here and a total Azure cost breakdown as over here as well. So over here, what you see, your main cost that you're spending is on hardware, then management of the data center, right? Then managing and purchasing all the licenses, then labor, so many people that you need, skilled people to manage all the resources. Over here, once you're in the cloud, your compute is where you are spending the money, but you have no data center, you don't have to worry about it. And the cost that went up is the storage cost, so that was low on prem, so that is going to go up. And you have a little bit of IT labor that's still going to be there. It's just part of the cost managing your migration and everything. So here's your details for under each category, how much you'll be spending for hardware, software, electricity, virtualization, data center cost, networking, storage, and IT labor. These are all based on-prem, and over here, how much you'll end up spending. Okay. So, and this is a report, a total savings of this. So this is the total on-prem cost, and this is the total Azure cost over the 5 years. Now in the lab, what they're saying, look it also for 3 years in the North Europe. So let's just come back over here and go over here. It's very easy now. So you just click here and say 3 years, and in the East US, just use North Europe. Okay, in 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 oh, North North Europe. I see Norway. I don't even see North Europe is over here. Okay, so we got that one. So if you change something, you have a new report that's going to be generated, and this is going to be the cost of it. And again, if you enable the test and dev test pricing, the cost will be reduced by a little bit. So that's what you have. If you go just for 3 years, you're gonna save almost $600,000 if you move your on-prem resources to Azure. All right, so that's about it. Now you can download the report you want. At the very bottom, you should have links to download the report. So you can click on that button. So it will give you a nice report that you can print. You can save it as a PDF, or you can share it with your client who you're helping out with. So this is going to be a really all the graphs and everything will be included in this report, and it will be a very nice presentation from your side. Say, hey, this is the cost, and kind of tell what exactly is going to be the cost savings for you. So that's all that I wanted to cover in this lab. So again, understand that TCO is when you really want to create a point, make a point that here's all the cost savings that you can do. If you just want to know about cost of running a particular VM or group of VM, just go with the pricing calculator. But if you really want a detailed analysis of your an on-prem versus the cloud environment, go with the TCO, total cost of ownership calculator. All right, if you're studying for the exam, good luck. If you like the video, click on that like button. Please subscribe and leave your valuable comments so I can make better videos next time. Thank you. Have a good day.